Pro Football player Travis Kelce is pressed for time during the football season. So he does two things at once. Whether it's grilling while mowing.
Two things at once!
Or getting this season's updated COVID-19 shot at the same visit as his flu shot.
Two things at once.
You can be like Travis and ask your pharmacist about getting this season's COVID-19 shot at the same visit as your flu shot, if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. Hey everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right, y'all. So today is a very interesting episode or topic. You know, a lot of times you don't know who has made an impact on your life, and it could be accidental. It can be in passing. It could be for various reasons, right? So at one time, I was sitting with a client, and we were talking about where I wanted to go. You know, of course, we were talking about where she wanted to go, what she wanted to do. But also in this conversation, she was saying, Maurice, well, what is it that you want to do? What do you want? Where do you want to go? And for whatever reason, it had gotten down to my dreams, right? And what I would dream literally at night and how it would affect me the following day or whatever it was, however it had influenced me. So one of the things that she had mentioned was to write down what my dreams were, because, you know, you want to have some type of documentation and be able to look back over it over a period of time, which influenced me to write the book, Well, Why Not? And so as she and I sat down and spoke about Well, Why Not? And we we didn't speak about it directly, but talking about what the goals are, you know, what are our desired outcomes, and what happens, you know, if you make it, if you don't make it, you know, what happens when, or what is it that's getting you, that's stopping you or hindering you from achieving that goal. So that's where the book derives from. You know, I had this conversation with her. It must have been back in 2017, 2016, somewhere around there. And she might remember better because it was right before she had moved. And so I had gone to her house, and she was just about to move. And she was saying, hey, Maurice, you need to write stuff down. So my wife would tell you that I've been wrestling with trying to write down my dreams and or my goals for quite some time. So like I said, the book comes from that space. So I explained to you, you know, who it was that influenced me to write the book. But I also want to talk about this individual as an influencer overall. So I started out working with her as a client. She was my client, and she was she was referred to me because she needed a website. She had lost contact with her old website manager or webmaster. I'm sorry. So she needed something refreshed, somebody that can be dependable, someone that can manage it over a period of time, and where she didn't have to worry about it. And so I would say that I probably have met and managed that for quite some time. I must be managing her website for might be a good 10 years by now. I've done work for her sister, and her sister runs an organization. Unfortunately, she passed, but she had a organization called the Amore Group that was based out of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. And as I looked at these two women as they maneuvered through the professional world, it was a true experience for me because even though if they had fear, they did not show fear. And so that's one of the things I would like for you to take a look at today. Last episode I talked about being a hero and who you might influence, but who has influenced you? So let me go back. So as I talk about this individual and I work with her website and so forth and so on, and then I encouraged her, with her yearly conference that she has for women in May, just how to grow that and to nurture that and look at it from beyond the four walls, because ultimately it was a ministry or a church organization. So I was looking at it from 2 points of views. One, just from a growth point of view, business wise, and also from a male point of view, husband, father point of view, because I believe that she was having a lot of males that were with their wives and wanted to be a part of something also. But the one thing I must say, that in that process, as I'm talking to her, she's also talking to me and analyzing me and helping me to understand where I need to do or where I need to go and to believe in myself. And so she influenced me to not just put together the book, but also to believe in my own skills and my own dreams. And for me, because I wasn't a person to ask for anything, I'm still not, to be honest. But when it comes down to it, Maurice, are you asking the right questions? Maurice, are you challenging yourself in the appropriate way to get to where you need to get to? And so she was saying to me that in some cases, your dreams are speaking to you to say, hey, you know what? You can get it done. You got to get it done. Get over these fears, whatever those things were at that time. And I was having a lot of different visions. And I don't know how many of you have the same type of headspace, where you feel like you have visions and daydreams and things like that. And I know for myself, and I know this might sound a little interesting, but for me, a lot of my dreams end up coming true in one shape or form. It may not always be exact, but the moment, because I dream about moments, let's say for an example, and this is a true story, where I was dreaming about myself walking down these steps, and I get to the landing of the steps, and there's another set of steps coming all the way down to the floor, and this is in a house. And so I didn't know what that was, and when I hit the landing, there was this bright light or whatever it was from this window, and I couldn't really see, so forth and so on. And interesting enough, 2 years later, we were moving into that house. So this individual, when I spoke to her about what my dream was and how it manifests itself, she said, Maurice, you need to write your stuff down so that way when these moments come up, because I have a lot of what I call deja vu moments where I feel like I've been in that situation before. So I expressed to her what my dreams were. And she said, Maurice, write it down. Maurice, write it down. So I encourage each and one of you today to write it down. Write down what your dreams are so you can go back and understand what it is, who it is, how it is, where it is you're supposed to be going, doing, dreaming, whatever it is. And so, yes, of course, this is a moment for you to increase in your writing, right? To support that idea, that dream, to go back and review it and say, how have you progressed along the way? But ultimately understand who has influenced you to get to the point of where you are today. This individual, she has truly blessed me on more than one occasion. And I truly respect her 1,000%. I actually call her aunt, but she has really made a difference in my life. And I really would like to thank her. And I just want y'all to know who has influenced me to where I am today. Her name is Janis Ruise.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.